Uphold is exploring ways to unlock yield on XRP, including testing XRP staking through Flare Networks F assets. Welcome to the world of smart contracts and DeFi opportunities, XRP Army. Stay tuned for the beta. Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be going over some groundbreaking fundamental developments that are set to unlock XRP's full valuation and potential. But don't take it from me. I'm actually going to set the tone with today's video breakdown with someone with valid credentials from Franklin Templeton. We'll get to that in just 1 second, showing you guys that people that are paying attention to becoming a liquidity provider, lending and borrowing, and earning and generating yield with their digital assets are 10,000 steps ahead of the average retail investor, and is exactly what you all should be learning to do on the back end right now in this digital asset ecosystem. As always, we do appreciate the love and the support. If you guys enjoy deep fundamental breakdowns like this, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. We're going to be taking a look into the XRPL EVM sidechain ecosystem and just taking a look at some of the ongoing developments on the XRPL in today's video breakdown. So let me share screen, and I want to start here for today's video breakdown. And this is a post that I made to you guys just a couple of days ago on June 3rd. Smart people will not sell their XRP. They will learn how to lend, how to borrow, how to provide liquidity that is important, how to yield farm, how to liquid stake, and how to pay themselves with passive rewards with their XRP. Don't just take that from me, take it from someone with valid credentials. This is a Defiant podcast that took place and was dropped just 2 days ago, only has 400 views. And this is Sandy Kowal, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly, from Franklin Templeton. And listen to what she says about the importance of being a liquidity provider.
100%. We're super excited about this space. We're just waiting for the regulators to give us a little more clarity on how they want us to treat a registered product in these pools, right? So we're very big believers in liquidity pools. We believe that liquidity pools are going to be a standard part of the future ecosystem. We're very interested in lending protocols and being able to incorporate our Benji product suite into lending protocols as an option other than stablecoins, for that reason that we were talking about before: the higher yield, the more stability around the underlying collateral, the higher transparency and third-party custody that they provide, right? We think that that's going to be a very popular use case. We're working with market makers to begin to be able to make markets against major tokens.
So I just wanted you all to hear from an industry-leading expert from Franklin Templeton mention that liquidity pools and being a liquidity provider are going to be a very important part of this digital asset ecosystem. Keep in mind that that video breakdown is only uploaded 2 days ago, and I posted this to you guys days in advance, always trying to keep you all ahead of the curve of what institutions are actually talking about. She mentioned lending, borrowing, providing liquidity, right? Everything that I basically talked about in this post. Now, heading over here, this is a fundamental PDF from OKX and Blockworks Research. Interestingly enough, this is recent too as well, from May 2025. You can see right there. And if we come right down here, Franklin Templeton gave their perspective. Actually, this lady, Sandy Kowal, SVP and head of digital assets and investor advisory at Franklin Templeton, stated this in the document. Check this out. So this is just more confirmation. It says here, over the next 10 years, we anticipate a shift in expectations that would reposition an investor's portfolio to the center of their lives and enable them to earn rewards and receive incentives from their holdings, much like a credit card company provides today. The investment portfolio will cover short-term liquidity needs, optimize forms of payment, facilitate experiences, and allow investors to better leverage their own assets and cover long-term savings and retirement goals. This will allow the asset management industry to deliver on a vision of better living through investing, right? So this is just more confirmation, more verbal confirmation, and more documented confirmation that we are headed into a yield generating environment, especially with digital assets like XRP that we have never been able to earn yield on before. Heading over here to this interesting post from Alex Cobb. He said here, something going on with XRP and it feels institutional. That I can confirm. We are seeing a massive institutional pickup and interest of DeFi native primitives on the XRPL. where I said here in this post, seeing prices pump in crypto is exciting, no doubt. But watching those same assets surge while you are also stacking passive yield on them, that is when you realize that you are no longer just an investor and instead you've become your own bank. This is going to play an important role as we full circle down later in the call. There is an entire other side of the game where price action meets smart positioning combined with daily yield generation. And nobody can tell me that large organizations and institutions aren't participating in these yield generating strategies with digital assets like XRP because of the recent announcement from Flare Networks. Flare Networks here just said, XRP is gaining serious momentum. Institutional adoption is scaling quietly but massively from public companies holding XRP in treasuries to cross border payment integration. I want to pause right there because of the mention of these companies holding XRP in treasuries. Well, you guys remember what Vivo Power announced just the other day on June 11th, what they're going to be utilizing their XRP treasury for. I said here, so many people are about to have an aha moment. Yield generation is the new wave. Vivo Power is building a virtuous cycle, generating yield and using it to systematically increase its core XRP position, creating perpetually compounding engines for shareholder value. So they're literally going to be stacking and earning yield on their XRP, compounding those rewards and building bigger bags in a nutshell, right? So again, you have those people that are like, oh, companies, organizations, institutions aren't participating in this. No, they already are. And these same DeFi primitives are available to us as retail investors right now as we speak. To continue on with this post from Flare Networks, it says, meanwhile, the Hidden Road acquisition brings XRPL into a $3 trillion plus institutional clearing network, making it a true backbone for settlement. And if we remember what Monica Long said about the Hidden Road acquisition and how it's going to boost DeFi into the stratosphere.
What does it mean for Ripple's business? Because you've been on a path to really diversify the business beyond kind of how you started in payments, and there's custody, stable coins now. And so what does this add to the Ripple business?
It's all coming together. So we've talked for a long while about institutional decentralized finance. Many of us here talk about institutions coming into the world of blockchain and DeFi. And this is going to blast that into a new milestone, kind of a new stratosphere.
And that also took place this year. Flare adds the missing layer on-chain XRP yield and DeFi utility. As we have mentioned here on the CYPRX platform and previous video breakdowns, that DeFi adds a certain level of utility to these digital assets, just like it did with ETH. Completing Ripple's vision and unlocking XRP's full valuation and potential. Again, game-changing stuff that is taking place on the XRPL right now. Last but not least, before we jump off the topic of Flare, Hugo Filion in cahoots with something that I previously said about people having an aha moment. Hugo Filion said, I think people massively underestimate the potential of XRP-Fi. I think that their minds will do a total 180 when they see the reality. I can agree with that 110%. And we're seeing major centralized exchanges that people know of and trust and have been utilizing to purchase XRP for years now announce similar things. I can't believe I missed this. This is back from May 30th, so just about 2 weeks ago, 2025. And Uphold announced, you asked, we listened. Uphold is exploring ways to unlock yield on XRP, including testing XRP staking through Flare Networks F assets. Welcome to the world of smart contracts and DeFi opportunities, XRP Army. Stay tuned for the beta. We are going to see such a massive amount of TVL on the XRPL that's sitting dormant on centralized exchanges doing absolutely nothing, transition over to active trading, lending, borrowing, liquidity providing on the XRPL. I mean, this is such an exciting time to be alive. Again, just go do the math on your own behalf. I'm not going to sit here and speculate in terms of price appreciation with XRP, but just look at the total valuation, the TVL locked in the DeFi ecosystem right now that is active on the XRPL. It's like 59, maybe $60 million, give or take. Okay. You look at ETH and it's $60 billion plus. Just imagine if out of the $133 billion market cap of XRP, $60 billion of that went from dormant, sitting idle on centralized exchanges to active on the DeFi ecosystem on the XRPL or the XRPL EVM sidechain. All right, we're talking about massive price appreciation, all these bullish Moonboy targets that everybody has been materializing and thinking about over the past consecutive couple of years. If we see that happen, those will come. All right. Again, you guys can go do and run your own numbers. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on that. I'm here to show you guys that this is for a fact happening. Shout out to Pierce's Technology over here. They just put this amazing content out going over the full breadth and depth of the XRPL EVM sidechain ecosystem. So here they say on March 31st, first of all, we've launched a new website. That's what we're going to kind of get into today. So I want to click on this and just take you over to some of the DeFi primitives that are going to be available to us as XRP enthusiasts. Keeping in mind what Sandy from Franklin Templeton said about how important it's going to be to participate in liquidity providing in the near future and how they think it's going to be a part of the financial system moving forward. Well, here is the EVM compatible smart contract now available on the XRP Ledger ecosystem. And if we click thoroughly through this website, you can see that they have the entire XRPL EVM sidechain ecosystem listed here, and all of the providers, the validators, the dApps, the core, the auditors, the wallets, the bridges, and the explorers, right? Lots of stuff to click around on. I suggest that you guys take some time, you thoroughly go through, you open each of these websites, and you start to read the documents, and you see what is going to be available to us in the near future. Taking your attention down here to these decentralized applications, I want to click on just one of them, and it is going to be the Elise network. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Coming over here, the reason why I'm paying attention to this, just back on May 23rd, 2025, they have seen a significant increase in TVL, $6.3 million in TVL of an increase, plus 100% in just 1 month. Build something that works, ensure liquidity providers earn real yields, develop more things that work. So here it mentions liquidity providers earning real yields. Again, keeping in mind what Sandy from Franklin Templeton had mentioned. Let's head over and take a look at what this decentralized application or this protocol is going to offer for us in the near future. Again, I'm personally not going to be participating on this platform now, but definitely some interesting groundbreaking developments are taking place. Some features that have never been available to us as manual retail investors that hold the digital asset XRP. So here is the website. You have Elise Network up at the top left hand. You guys might not be able to see it because I have the little logo up there, but it says dashboard, swap, earn, leverage LP, perpetuals, stats, a whole bunch of different features in the document. So real fast before we go and we take a look at the yield generation opportunities here, I want to take you over to the docs and just thoroughly read through what this is going to offer. So here is an overview of the Elise network that is built for investors. Elise Network, through its revolutionary self-custody universal liquidity design, transforms the fragmented Web3 landscape into a cohesive and efficient ecosystem. Elise is a layer 1 blockchain that brings a suite of DeFi products and features fueled by wallet and chain abstraction and empowers both novice and pro users, so that's cool, it's for beginners and advanced users, to easily manage their assets across different chains. The mission is Elise Network makes crypto simple, simplifying DeFi for everyone. That is great to see because DeFi is pretty dang complex if you ask me, if you don't know what you're doing, which is exactly why we created the Wealth 28 Club, for you guys to see how we are earning yield on our digital assets so you can learn the process. You can go through the educational work, the thousands of hours of learning and testing platforms that you need to commence to. You don't need to go out and risk your hard-earned assets because we've already done it and we've recorded the whole entire thing. Losses, platforms, protocols, wallets that we're utilizing, digital assets that we're earning on. You guys can tap into all that by heading over to CYPRXtrading.com and tapping into the Wealth 28 Club. To continue on with this, it says, by leveraging smart shielded pools and a wide range of features such as leveraged liquidity pools, derivatives, and spot trading, Elise Network offers a robust platform where liquidity providers, traders, and stakers can optimize their strategy while enjoying a wide range of options to increase their rewards. This sounds extremely appealing to me as a DeFi investor. Coming down here to the Earn tab, let's look at some of the features that they're going to offer, and then we'll take a look at some of the DeFi primitives utilizing XRP that you can participate in now, so you choose to take the risk. Again, this is just one of the dApps that we clicked on the XRPL EVM sidechain to show you guys some of the things that are going to be available to us in the near future. The Earn section on the Elise Network allows users to generate passive income through two main options: simple staking and liquidity mining. So looking at these options, simple staking, it says here, simple staking provides users with an effortless way to earn rewards by staking their Elise and USDC tokens. Then here, liquidity mining, it says liquidity mining allows users to earn rewards by providing liquidity to designated pools on Elise network. When you add tokens to a liquidity pool, you enable efficient trading on the platform. In return, liquidity providers receive a share of the fees generated from trades, as well as additional token rewards, offering a lucrative way to passively earn. That is so great to see, right? And so if we just come back over here to the platform and we look at some of their features in the Earn tab, well, right down here, it also mentions that they have vaults, and that is what really caught my attention. Now, the TVL in this XRP vault does not meet my threshold in order to be comfortable enough to add liquidity to this position. However, it does speak loudly to me because right here it says that we can earn 45% APR. That is a substantial amount of yield. Okay. And so, again, like I mentioned, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm going to be entering into any of these positions on this protocol. However, I'm just here simply showing you guys some of the opportunities that are going to be available to us either in the now or in the near future on the XRPL EVM sidechain. And a lot of this will not register for, let's say XRP holders that have been in the game since 2017, because we have never had these opportunities available to us. This requires a mindset shift. This requires a new onset of education on your behalf to understand how these things work, the risks behind them, how to mitigate those risks, and how to really move efficiently and effectively in the DeFi ecosystem, which is, again, why we created the Wealth 28 Club. If you guys don't know how to use the DEX, if you don't know how to swap, you don't know how to lend, you don't know how to borrow, you don't know how to provide liquidity, come tap in with us in the Wealth 28 Club. At least at a minimum, educate yourself so that way you're not just jumping into these positions blindsided and you don't know what to do or how to protect and preserve your capital, especially blue chip digital assets like XRP. Now, the Elise network, I'm not going to sit here and thoroughly read through this, but this is definitely an interesting read. I will go ahead and I will repost this for you guys. If you head over to my X profile, you'll be able to find this thorough thread that Elise Network had posted out, a new breed of application powered by IBC and Eureka. And this just goes into detail on what Elise is and all of the things that they offer and the yield potential that it provides, which is just really great. And some other things that they look to, allow for in the near future: commodities, real estate, stocks. I mean, it's going to get crazy here, guys and gals, in the future, right? So I want to end it here. That's really all that I have to share with you guys in today's video breakdown. Full circling back to what I said about becoming your own bank, right here, where I mentioned in this post, seeing prices pump in crypto is exciting, no doubt. That's when you realize no longer you're just an investor. When you start to stack passive income on the same assets that you're watching pump in your portfolio, you then become your own bank. Well, to end this video breakdown, I just want to give a shout out to one of our community members, Ertzi, who reached out to one of our DeFi members to take initiative and take advantage of some of the DeFi primitives that are available to them in the moment. And you can see here in this post, they mentioned big shout out to one of our DeFi mentors. I blocked out his name. I have been part of this community for a couple of months and really love the energy, the gems, and the knowledge and the DCA callouts. I recently had a one-to-one with, again, one of our DeFi mentors, and it really helped me prioritize my goals and focus on my money and energy to become profitable long-term. They went on to talk about how they had a one-on-one with one of our DeFi mentors and talked about entry prices on a liquidity pool and how to enter and when to enter and how to set alarms. And when price reached the sweet spot, they patiently waited to get into the pool and finally done so today. Ertzi Bank is now live and printing. And then they went on to thank one of our DeFi mentors in the CYPRX private community. So this is just really great to see people taking initiative and learning these things behind the scenes, how to become a liquidity provider, how to start to get your digital assets working for you, and how to become your own bank. As always, none of this is financial advice. Always make sure that you assess your own risk before jumping into the DeFi space, but keep in mind that you do not have to risk any of your digital assets to go out there and learn. You guys can head over to the CYPRX YouTube. You can click on the yield playlist and you can tap into all of our free content. You can also follow me on X, where I pump out a lot of free information and content, ongoing developments, and things that are taking place in the crypto, Web3, and DeFi ecosystem. And if you guys want to take your education a step further, head over to CYPRXtrading.com. We'd love to have you on the team. We are 110% going to be covering things like this in the near future, right? DeFi primitives on the XRPL EVM sidechain 110% have our attention. So if you want to stay tapped into these ongoing developments, you want to learn how to use these platforms or what any of these things are, you're definitely going to want to stay in the loop with a community like ours here at CYPRX. With all of that in mind, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you guys enjoyed today's video breakdown. Continuously seek education and research and furthering your knowledge curve. This space is moving 1,000 miles an hour. And if you just think that hodl is the mindset that is going to get you to where you really truly want to be in the future moving forward, well, that mindset is dead. It's outdated, and things and times are changing. Move with the changing tide. As always, many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant out there, be aware, and I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.